Hello everyone, so this is the isometric drawing exercise. So the goal is to understand how three-dimensional objects can be represented through multiple two-dimensional views. So this is a fundamental skill also for the drawing technique and design and for your projects for the upcoming. So to draw exactly the object, to see the front, the side, and the top view. And just for the purpose of this, I have a reference of a 3D cube so you can know on perspective. So before we start this worksheet, I'd also like to give you an example on how the isometric drawing works from each point perspective. Okay, so now we have this cube, and just say our pencil is the front. So first we have the cube, which is the Y in front, the X, and the Z. Okay, so if we were to look at it from the top view, side view, and the front view, this is the front. These are the perspective of it. So when you look on the top, that's a Z here. From the side, it's an X, and then from the front, a Y. Okay. So now moving to the worksheet, as you can see, if you were to look at this object and look from the top view, top would look something like this. Okay, because there's two shapes here. Look on the side, because this is empty, so for the side view, it'll look like an L shape. Okay, and then from if you're looking on the front, where you can only see these two, so it will look something like this. Okay, now moving on to the next one. So this is the top view. So since top views, you can't really see the angle of it because you can see it slanted. So how this would be represented is, so this top would be like this, and then you can see this panel, and then this one. Okay, so for the side, again, you can see it's an L shape. Okay, and then from here on this angle looking over, you could only see this shape, so it looks something like that. And then from the front, okay, again, you can't see, if you're just looking straight, you can't see the angle of the slope. So how this would be shown is this rectangle at the bottom, and then one cube in front, and looking at this. Okay, so look something like this. Okay, last but not least, for this final object. Okay, so looking from the top view, you can see these two cubes and one straight, because you can see that from the top. And then on the side, you can see it's an L shape, and since you can see the slope is in the middle between of this cube, so it'll look something like that. Okay, finally, if you're looking at from the front, you can see these two. Okay, and because this slope goes all the way to the top, that means you can see to the top. And last but not least, this one. And there you have it. This is the isometric drawing exercise, and this will give you a vague idea on how to look at things and objects in three-dimensional.